Assalamu alaikum, this is Muhammad Khair, math teacher of KKI School. Our lesson today is properties of real numbers. Our objective is to identify and use properties of real numbers.
Properties of real numbers. Commutative properties of addition and multiplication. Commutative property of addition: a plus b equals b plus a. And also example, 18 plus 54 equals 54 plus 18. That means that the order of addends does not change the sum. Commutative property of multiplication: a multiply b equals b multiply a. For example, 12 multiply 1 over 2 equals 1 over 2 multiply 12. Changing the order of the factors does not change the product. Associative property of addition and multiplication. Associative property of addition: a plus b, then add c, equals b and c, then add a. An example, 23 plus 9, then add 4, equals 9 plus 4, then add 23. Associative property of multiplication: a multiply b, then multiply c, equals b multiply c, then multiply a. Example, 7 multiply 9, then multiply 10, equals 9 multiply 10, then multiply 7. Properties of real numbers. Identity properties of addition and multiplication. Identity property of addition: a plus 0 equal a. Example, 5 and 3 over 4 plus 0 equals 5 and 3 over 4. So, remember that, my friend, the 0 called identity number of addition. Why? The 0 add nothing for numbers. Can you, Rayyan, give me an example of identity number of addition?
Yes. 2 plus 0 equal 2.
Excellent.
And 11 plus 0 equal 11.
Very good. Identity property of multiplication. Identity property of multiplication: a multiply 1 equals a. For example, 67 multiply 1 equals 67. So, remember that, my friend, the one called identity number of multiplication. Why? The one number, if we multiply it by any number in the world, it will stay the same. Can you, Rayyan, give me an example of identity number of multiplication?
Yes. 5 multiply 1.
It equals what?
5.
Can you give me another example, Rayyan?
Yes. 11 multiply 1 equal 11.
Excellent, Rayyan. Zero property of multiplication: a multiply 0 equals 0. For example, 18 multiply 0 equals 0. Any number in the world multiplied by 0, it will be 0. Can you give me an example, Rayyan?
Yes. 0 multiply 6 equal 0. Any number you multiply it with 0, it will be 0, because 0 is the hero.
Excellent, Rayyan.
12 multiply 0 equals 0.
Very good. Now, multiplication property of negative 1. Negative 1 multiply a equals negative a. For example, negative 1 multiplied 9 equals negative 9. So, any number in the world multiplied by -1, it will be the same number but in negative.
Thank you, Ayman, for a great explanation. And let me summarize what Ayman talking about. He talked about 6 properties, okay? And our mission in this lesson, just matching the statement with the proper properties, okay? Now let us make a fast summarize. The commutative property of multiplication or addition means what? Means if I can see any switch between addend, okay, what that's mean? That's mean what you see in the left side, 2 plus 3, okay? What happened to the 2 plus 3? It will be 3 plus 2. So switch between the addend. Here we said it is a commutative property. It is a commutative property of addition. Now let us say 2 multiply 3 equal 3 multiply 2. It is a commutative property of multiplication. How I know? Because the sign here between the numbers. Okay, my dear students, this is regarding to the commutative. So if you see any change happen, so directly you have to mention it as commutative property of multiplication or addition. What's about the associative? How I know the statement it is associative or not? See, for example, if you have 2 multiply 3 multiply 4 in the left side, and in the right side you have the same order of the numbers 2 multiply 3 multiply 4. Associative mean parentheses moved, okay, or walking around, okay, my boys. For example, if the parentheses here holding the 2 and 3, and in the right side it is moved to here and hold the 3 and 4, in this case we said it is associative property of multiplication. How I know it is multiplication? Because here we have multiplication. Okay, my dear students. Teacher, if you have addition between them, see, if I have addition here, it will be associative property of addition. Okay, my dear student. But the main idea here, the parentheses moved, okay? But under one condition, the order of the numbers is the same in the left side and the right side. So, see, 2 and 3 and 4 in the left side, 2 and 3 and 4 in the right side. 2 and 3 and 4 in the left side, in the same order, 2 and 3 and 4 in the right side, but the parentheses moved. Okay, so when you see a parentheses move or walking around, it is associative. Now identity property of addition, if you see plus 0, okay, plus and 0, directly you say it is identity property of addition. Example, see, h plus 0 equal h. Now he asked me name the property. I see the plus and the 0, so directly regarding to our explanation, okay, I have it here, it's plus and 0, so it is identity property of addition. Good. Okay, if I see multiply by 1, okay, if I have multiply by 1, it will be identity property of multiplication. Okay, boys, so the identity number for addition, it is 0 because it's change nothing for the addition, and the identity number for multiplication is 1 because it's do nothing for the multiplication. So when you see here the statement and you see the multiply and the 1, directly it is identity for multiplication. if you see addition and 0, directly it is identity also, but for addition. Okay, my dear student, now identity or 0 property of multiplication. If you see multiply 0, directly you say it is 0 property of multiplication, and if you see multiply -1, you tell it is multiplication property of -1. Okay, my dear students, let us take the examples here. Okay, number 7. Name the property that each statement illustrates here. Okay, my boys. Now number 7. Look at the left side and look at the right side. What you see? 75 plus 6, it become 6 plus 75. Switch. Where is the switch? Come here. It is commutative, yes. But commutative, it is correct. It is commutative, but for addition or multiplication, teacher, it is easy. It is for addition. So it is commutative property of addition. It is commutative property of addition. Good. Commutative property of addition. Good. Now here, this is the left side and this is the right side. They are equivalent expression. Okay. How I know which property matching with it? Directly, I have multiply and 1. Where is the multiply and 1? See, multiply and 1. Okay, it is here. Good. So it is identity property of multiplication. Okay, my dear student, it is identity property of multiplication. So it is identity property of multiplication. Now number 9, we solve this. We have a plus 0, plus and 0, move here and see. It is identity property, see here, identity property of addition. Identity property of addition. Good. Now let us move to the next. Here, number 10, we have multiply and 0. Directly multiply and 0, 0 property of multiplication. 0 property of multiplication. Here, look at number 11, yes. Left side is 27 multiplied by, and the right side by multiply 27. Switch happen, commutative with what? With multiplication, because this dot means multiply. Some students say dot. It's not dot, it is multiply. Okay. Number 12. See the left side. What you can see? I see multiplication, teacher. Yes. And what? And I see the -1. So multiply and -1. So it is multiplication property of -1. Yes. So it is multiplication property of -1. Okay, my dear students. Okay, let us take more 1 or 2 examples to show you why we use the properties. We use it, we learn it, but now why we use it. To see that, let us check question number 5 and question number 6. Tell whether the expressions in each pair are equivalent. See, the left side and the right side are not equivalent, because we have here multiply and here we have plus. They are totally different. Okay, the main idea come here in B. He asked me about if this expression equivalent mean equal. Yes, equal with this. If you look, no, teacher, they are not equivalent, but in fact you have to do some steps to make sure about that. Okay, it is 1 plus, I will take this one, I write it here. Okay, 1 plus 2t plus 1. Good. First of all, we have to use the properties that we learned. Okay. The first step I have to do it, I use the commutative property and switch those addend. And this is allowed to me because I have properties give me the permission to do that. So I will switch them, the 2t and the 1. I want to make the 1 closed from the 1, yes? So I will rewrite the question here. It will be 1 plus 2t. Good. This is the first step. I use the commutative property of addition. I switch the 2t plus 1 into 1 plus 2t. Now I have another properties. It's called associative that's allowed to me, or yes, give me the permission to move the parentheses, if you remember. Yes, those parentheses, I can move them from the second and the third addend to the first and the second addend. Okay, dear student, let's go. Okay, so 1 plus 2t. See, I will move the parentheses now here by using associative property. Now I will simplify 1 plus 1. Clearly it is 2 plus 2t. I get the same expression, yes or no? See, it is the same expression, yes or no? Yes, so they are equivalent expression. Nice. Last example here, number 6, justify each step. He asked me about each step, what happened, which property it is used. Okay, see here and see here. This is the left side and this is the right side. I will check the order of the number. 3, 10, 12. 3, 12, 10. Some switch happened, yes, between the 10 and the 12. So switch mean commutative. Commutative of which operation? Multiplication. So the first one, commutative property of multiplication. Good boys. The second step, we have to note between this statement and this statement. Okay, let me erase. Okay, between this statement and this statement. Okay, what happened? As you see, the parentheses moved from the second and the third property, factor to the first and the second factors. So if the parentheses moves directly, it is associative. So it is associative property of multiplication. Associative property of multiplication. And what happened here? We just simplify. We multiply the 3 by 12. We get 36. Yes. And the 10 come down here. And 3 multiplied 12 equal 36. And then we just simplify here. And here we just simplify here. Thank you for watching. This is Ayman and Muhammad Khair, and I'm very, very happy to do this video for my dear students, to make the life easier for them. This is Muhammad Khair again, and goodbye.